Take a breath. Try and create a little sanctuary space for us. Your iPad, my dear, can you turn this off for me? He'll be faster, you will. Cool. It was just going. All good. Lay just as you are. If your legs are straight and you'd rather have them bent, do so. Take a moment. Let this be part of your little practice here, where you separate, where you go from one activity to the next. Some of you just practice, some of you had your own morning. Take a deep breath in, let your belly rise up, filling up your lower belly, your lower lungs. Fill up your rib cage, let your lungs get big. Fill up your throat. Hold it in, side out. Now that you know what you're doing, take a moment, breathe in, fill up the lungs, let the lower lungs fill up as the belly gets big, the rib cage gets a little bigger, expands, big throat fills up. You hold all the breath in, maybe for an extra second, side out. One more good breath like that, 3-part breath, belly, rib cage, throat. Let it go. And just remember, if you ever need to calm down, relax your nervous system for any reason, string together 3 breaths. Try and be right in the moment. Separate yourself from the past. Don't worry about the future. For now, you carved out this hour dedicated to yourself, your mind, and your body. Connect it a little bit with your breath in and your breath out. Let your shoulder blades, your collarbones melt down. If you ever need just a little nap or a rest or a stretch otherwise, you can always use this time as however you wish. Otherwise, flow with me, listen to my cues. If things don't feel quite right, you can modify, maybe linger in a shape longer if it feels better to you. We'll all enjoy our practice here this morning. Stretch your legs out long, arms up overhead, full body stretch, getting long on the floor. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Pull your belly button down towards the floor, lower back flat, hug your knees in. We have that nice squishy floor so you can roll. You don't have to worry about hurting your spine, maybe up and down on your spine a couple times, side to side. And find that sweet spot where you can have your tailbone down, your chin in, head down, knees pulling in, big toes touching. Maybe you keep giving your lower back a massage if it feels good. Keep your knees up. Let your arms go out to T. Let your knees go side to side. Create a little rainbow over your hips. Let your knees go all the way to the right and all the way to the left. Some days you might do several. Some days you might just do one. If you get to one side and maybe it feels super good and that's just the side you linger on the whole time. Everybody's breathing. You're twisting in some manner, looking good. Try and keep your shoulder blades down, arms relaxed. Let the bottom leg fall, let the bottom foot fall. Top leg relaxes on top. If it's too much, just put your feet on the ground and windshield wiper your knees. Find center, hug your knees in, crunch up, forehead towards your knees, and then extend out long, full body stretch, back out to the floor. Relax your body. Put your hands on your thighs. Put a little pressure on your thighs. Keep that pressure on the left leg. Pick up your right leg. Reach for your big toe. If you can't get the toe, just grab the back of the leg somewhere. Keep the left hand on the left leg for some little pressure there on the left leg. If it's too much, bend the left knee so you can put the foot on the ground so you feel a little bit more stable. Don't worry about grabbing up too high. You can grab wherever you can. Keep the hips down, the shoulders down. And then crunch up. See if you can get your forehead towards your shin. Pull your leg towards your head. Keep your left leg down. Don't compromise. Take a breath. Keep the leg up. Relax the head down. Hold where you can. Open the leg out to the side. If it's too much for the left leg, remember you can bend the knee and put the foot on the ground. Left hand on your left thigh so you remember to press it down a little bit. Yep. Keep your head down. Take a breath. Let gravity do a little work. And then belly button in. Pull your leg back up. Hug that knee in. Pull it towards your shoulder. Get a nice squeeze. Peek up and see if you can see your right heel. If you can, hide it behind your right thigh. So if it was on the inside or the outside too much, just hide it behind the thigh. Head down, pull it towards your shoulder. Right arm out to T. Take a breath. Twist your knee over to the left. Keep your right shoulder down. Your foot can go on the inside of the knee so it has somewhere to go. Three more breaths. If you're holding tension in that straight leg, you can relax. Maybe you're holding tension in your face unnecessarily. That right arm's relaxed on the ground. One more breath in and out. Come back to center. Hug that right knee back in. Shoot it back up to the sky. Grab where you can. You can do it with both hands this time if you want. Crunch up, forehead towards your shin. Keep your left leg down. Should feel nice. Little core. And then let the head go down. Let the leg go down. Arms up overhead. Find that full body stretch. Roll out your ankles. Roll out your wrists. Feeling good. Hands on your thighs. Now you kind of know what's coming. Enjoy the stretch. Breathe a little bit more intentionally. Left leg up, grab where you can. Ideally, the big toe, have that as a goal. You don't have to compromise your shape just to get it. Right hand on your thigh, so you remember to keep it down like a split. Crunch up, forehead towards your shin. Should feel nice, might get a little alignment in your back. Bring your head down, leg out to the side. Find that spot, relax your head. Right hand on your thigh. Lift that leg back up. Crunch or hug it in. Bend it, pull it towards your left shoulder. Check your alignment. Make sure you can't see your left heel. So if you crunch up a little bit, just hide it behind your leg. Pull a little bit more, left hand to the T, look to the left, twist your knee to the right. Keep your left shoulder blade down. You got it. Try to use the floor for support as much as you can. Keep your shoulder blades flat and try and stack your hips. 3 breaths. Don't force anything. Where you're at right now is where you're at today. Just enjoy it. Use your breath. Open that left side. Breathe in, rib cage and hip. Find a little bit more space. Exhale. Come back to center. Hug back in that left knee. Shoot it up to the sky. Grab where you can. Get a little hamstring stretch. Crunch up. Forehead towards your knee. One day you'll get there. And take the head down, legs down, arms up overhead, full body stretch, breathe. Find star on the ground, so big starfish, spread your legs out, spread your arms out, as if I could grab everyone's head and pull your neck a little bit, get your neck a little longer, flex your heels, or flex your ankles, get your heels out a little, fingernails reach. Point your toes, get another half an inch. Breathe. Exhale, get heavy, let it go. Take another breath, give your muscles a break. Give your mind a break for a sec. Slide your heels up towards your seat so your knees are bent. Set up for bridge. Arms next to your body. Peel your seat up, peel your spine up. Lift your hips up to the sky. Strengthen your spine for a moment. Lift up. I'll see where we're at. Knees like magnets pulling towards each other. They don't have to touch, so just towards each other. Hips up, maybe the shoulders rotate underneath. You can interlace your fingers underneath your body. Maybe the sides of your shoulders start to touch the earth more as you squeeze your shoulder blades hard up, hips up, toes down, weight in your heels. Remove your hands if they're under there. Roll your spine top to bottom down, hips towards your heels. Take 2 more lifts. You don't have to incorporate your arms if you don't want to. Lift your seat up, peel your spine up, high up as you can. Hips up, squeeze your glutes, weight in your heels. Lift your heart, squeeze your shoulders. Exhale, hips towards your heels, let it go. One more, lift and lower with your breath. Stay in your bridge setup for a moment. Wherever you are, continue if you're feeling good. As we move along, the seat comes down, spine straight. And move your feet away from you a little bit and turn your feet out like they're a duck. My teacher says Charlie Chaplin feet, if that makes sense to anybody. So your heels are close and your toes go out. And I just was showing up in the sky, so put your feet down on the ground. Knees are bent. Knees are out a little bit. Lift your seat like bridge again, but keep your feet in that formation. So heels are close. Heels are touching if they can. Yep. Knees up. Beautiful. And lower down, hips towards your heels. Turn your feet back to normal, so your toes are forward, so your feet look like a number 11. Put your hands by your ears, so a setup for a full bridge. We won't do it. We're just going to stretch our arms this way. Yep, I'll come around, make sure we all got it. If you can get your thumbs towards your ears, fingers towards your body as much as you can. Some of you, this might be a huge stretch, so just, yep, hang out there. One day your fingers will go in more and more. Elbows, you need what? Yeah, you are super tight, yeah. Well, this is a nice spot for us to practice. If you can get your elbows close at all. None of you have to do it, but just think about lifting your seat as if you'd peel up to bridge. Most of you could do that. And then maybe just put a little bit of weight in your hands. One day you'll arc all the way up. That's probably the most strenuous thing we'll do today. All right, relax down, hug your knees in. That's a lovely starting position for us. Some months from now, definitely by next year, we'll all just do a bridge like nothing as part of our stretch. Hug your knees in, chin in. Take a bunch of rocks, come up to your seat. Once you come up to your seat, maybe you didn't take enough rocks and you decided, I want to go back down and take advantage of this cushiony floor and do it a couple more times. Maybe you go all the way to the back of your neck, almost your head. Once you're up and satisfied, crisscross your legs. Palms open. Look down at your feet, however you have them crisscrossed. If you have them next to each other and you decided to have them different, that's fine. But if they're crisscrossed, crisscross them the opposite way. So the other one's on top or the other one's in front. Yeah. It should be the unnatural one. Yeah. Sit up. Chin down. Settle into this plane. You were laying down. Now you're sitting up. Spine has to do a little bit more work. Chin's down so the back of your neck can relax. And just think about your sitting bones rooted down. Maybe you let your belly go out and you slouch and you figure out what your straight lower back is like. You can play with your shoulders, maybe a little cat and cow before we get moving, shoulders forward and back, any movement, and figure out what your best heart center is right above your hips. When you feel good, lift your head up on top, head above your heart, above your hips. Let your right ear fall down. Simple stretch, super nice. Notice that stretch there. Take a breath into the space. Let it go. Let your chin fall down. Root down your sitting bones, heart right above, lift your head on top, like 3 balls. Balancing, let your left ear fall down. Don't force anything, just enjoy that stretch, ear to your shoulder. Then let your chin fall down. Root down your sitting bones, lift up your heart, lift up your head, let your arms float up, arms by your ears, palms together, arms by your ears if you can. If your lower ribs kind of jutted forward, see if you can pull them back in. If anything funky happened with your shoulders or your neck, try and get it as straight as possible. If you want your elbows bent, go ahead and bend them. And then just think about practicing day by day. You'll get straighter and straighter until you can squeeze your head with your arms. Lean over to the right. Let the bottom arm fall. Yep. If your sitting bones or your knee popped up, make sure it stays rooted down. Some of you might be able to come down on your elbow or your forearm. Just don't compromise your shape. Look up at the top elbow. Breathe. Fill up the rib cage space. Practice breathing here. So when you're practicing rolling or in a tournament situation or in real life, you have that steady breath. You can take up more space with your inhale and get a little smaller with your exhale. Let that top shoulder fall down, reach over, reach forward. You'll be in a seated forward fold. Whatever you get to is fine. If your forehead goes down on the mat, that's where you're going. If it's anywhere close, you can stack your hands underneath your head. If it's nowhere near there, just stretch your hands out and relax your chin down. Breathe. Maybe it feels nice to sway a little bit. Reach your hands back to your knees, flat back, sit all the way up. Should feel nice. Roll those shoulders back. Let your arms float up. Big sunshine rays, let them come down. Crisscross your feet back to the way you probably want them to be. Root down those sitting bones. Yep, some of you are already doing it. Use those hands, sit up a little taller. Let those arms float up. See where you're at. Remember, you can be right here. Lean over to the left. You guys are athletes. You can always go all the way over, your hips up, your knees up, and then you see where you're at. Maybe somewhere in between. As long as your hip and your knee are down, it's fine. You're in that little toaster slot with your torso. Look up at your top elbow. Breathe into the ribs. If that bottom shoulder's in your ear, see if you can relax it. Bottom shoulder falls as you walk your hand over and back to the front. If you're hitting a clock and all the numbers, back to your 12 o'clock, let your head go. Walk your hands back to your knees, flat back, sit all the way up, roll those shoulders back. Put some pressure on your shoulders with your fingers, roll your shoulders back. You can do a little crab claw next. And roll your shoulders. If you can, touch your elbows out in front. 2 and 1. 3 the opposite way. Put some pressure on your shoulders. One more good one. Open it out, big wingspan, cow back, look up, back bend almost, and then round forward, chin to your chest, arms come out in front, cat back, you can slouch. Yeah, open out, reach up, or look up rather, and close. 3 more, breathe like you're in your own little bubble. Breathe in, rotate forward on your sitting bones. Exhale, go back to your tailbone. Go with your breath. Doesn't have to be with me or your neighbor. Big wingspan, spread it open a little bit when you get there. All the way up. Big sunshine rays, we need them today. Take it down. Take a moment. I know you're tired. Lean back so your fingers are towards you. I'm just turning. You guys stay the way you are. You don't have to do too much work, but don't totally slouch and hurt your shoulders and put a lot of weight into your lower back. So try and keep your heart up, belly in. Mostly for our legs though, legs wide. If you have a mat, your feet will probably go off the mat, and let your knees go side to side. If your feet are too far, it might feel weird. If they're too close, it might feel strange. It'll be a good spot for you. So you don't have to do 100. You could chill at one side. Everybody's going to be different. Just this might be a good movement for you. If you get to one side, your legs are pretty down, feel good. Maybe you start to get some weight out of your hands on your hips. You can go back and go to the other side. So it's not a competition. You can always revert back to what you were doing. Just the simple movement is good in itself. You can close your eyes and just breathe. If you need a little more and your hands are on your hips, you can come up on the one shin and the other knee, and then come back down. If you're getting up there, hands on your hips, try and neutralize as much as you can. If you want, as you rotate to the other side, keep your hands on your hips. So you have to use more of your hip flexors. You guys are great. Keep going. Next time you're center and you feel even, we'll stay here. My favorite one to do with my preschoolers, our little one wants to do this one, it's turtle pose. So knees up, arms up, elbows on the inside. Ready? Elbows on the inside. Arms go through. Yep. Good, good. Feet towards each other. Bottoms of the feet towards each other. Arms can relax. Relax your knees. Head towards your toes. You guys impress me. It's beautiful. Your hands keep going through your legs. So if you have any slack, you just keep going through your legs. One day you touch your lower back with your hands, so that's where they're going. They go to the back. Don't worry about that. Let your head go. Come back to that 3-part breath. Fill up your belly space, your lower lungs, your rib cage. Let your head go. Fill up your throat. You're big. The stretch might be real intense. And then let it go slow. All right, we got this far, so we'll have some more fun. Just come a little bit out of it. So like halfway where we were. Start to bring your legs back apart. Go to a straddle. Maybe keep your hands underneath your knees. If you don't want to do that, just go to a straddle. Your arms will be up by your knees, elbows by your knees, if you can get that far. If you get down there and you're like, I don't like it, you can just put your hands on top of your legs and just straddle fold. All right, get your hands from underneath your knees so you have enough slack to push yourself up. Knees up, toes up. If you didn't get them straight yet, go ahead and get them straight. You can pull them in a little bit. Arms up. If you can't sit like this, just bring your legs closer until you can have your sitting bones rooted. If this is way too much, bend your knees so you can sit up and fold over your center. And walk your hands in once more. Flat back, sit all the way up. Squeeze your legs together. Bang the bottom of your legs onto the floor. Couple more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet come in. Give yourself a hug. Forehead towards your knees. Use your breath to stretch. Open your upper back. Should feel nice. Breathe in. Get all the air in. Maybe take another sip of air. Then let it out. Hands next to your seat. See if you can pick up your seat and go to your forward fold, just rotating your weight from your seat to your heels, to your toes, hips up. Keep your head down. If you can't transition that way, that's fine. Just find your forward fold. Head below your heart. Take advantage of your inversion. Bend your knees, belly on your thighs, chest on your knees, forehead towards your shins, top of the head facing the floor. Root down your feet, rise all the way up. Go slow. Standing up. Reach up when you get there. And arms down by your side. Take up space. Breathe. Make sure your toes are forward, feet like an 11. Practice that whenever you can. Have your quads pulling in a little bit. Not hyperextending your kneecaps, just pulling your quads up so your legs are strong, hips are strong, glutes pulled in, belly in, heart up, ears up, top of the head up, fingers down, breathe. And out. 2 more. Take in the medicine, just the breath. Another breath in, take some energy up through the ground, up your spine, up to your forehead. Let some love out. Right ear down. Reach your left fingers for the ground. Come back to center. Even out your shoulders if you lost it. Left ear down. Right fingers reach. And come back to center. Notice the weight in your feet. Most of us, when we're standing in line, will shift weight to one hip, one heel. We'll maybe bend one knee. We'll do something totally funky and twisted. Try and practice here standing up, arms up. You're in a little toaster slot. All you can do is lean over to the right. Keep the weight in the feet the same. Back up. And same thing, if this is challenging, you can always have your hands here. You're still in between the toaster. Nothing's going to burn you in the front or the back. Lean over to the left. Take it up. Let your head fall back, whatever it gets to. Most of you should be able to let it go all the way back. Look up at your thumbs. Reach back, biggest back bend you can get to. Look back, reach back, keep going, and then forward fold on your exhale. Hands to your hips, flat back, come halfway up. And fold, let it go. Plant your hands, step your feet back. We'll be in plank for a second. Y'all are strong. You can hold it for a breath. Shoulders over your wrist, heels back, belly in. Best plank you can. Knees down. And reach your hips back towards your heels. Child's pose for a moment. And we're going to move as we roll up, wave up through that half plank. Let your hips fall and your heart come up. Find that back bend. And then shift your weight back. You can untuck your toes if you want. Forehead down, hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Go back and forth. If you want to stay in child's pose, you can. If you want to stay here in your back bend a little longer, that's fine too. Go forward and back if you're into the flow. Should feel excellent. Should help you feel towards excellent. How about that? You guys are doing great. If you want to do a couple more, just be mindful your shoulders are away from your ears so your neck's long in that back bend. Don't be afraid to be more audible and vocal if you want to breathe in and really let it out. Let some tension out with your breath. And we'll meet in a child's pose once you've had your fill. Wave up to a tabletop. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Maybe roll them around. Everybody will be different here. Freestyle in your tabletop. Shift some weight in your wrists, shoulders, rib cage, anything you want. Yep. Beautiful. keep moving, listening to your body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Enjoy your body. How wonderful it is. You can tell it to move and wiggle. It actually does it. You have lots of strength, helping your mobility. Big breath in, relaxing the mind. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, pike your hips up just for a moment. Down dog, pedal out your feet just to stretch your legs, lengthen out your spine. Look at your belly, get your neck long. And then look at your thumbs, walk up to your hands, forward fold. Stay low if you can, head below your heart. Feet like the number 11, root down your feet, rise all the way up. Roll up when you get there, no rush, arms up, lean and sway side to side, feeling good, feeling towards good. And relax, my friends. One more standing pose and then we'll lay down. All right. If you want to be against the wall for balance, you can stand against the wall. I know the floor's squishy, so if you wobble, you can blame it all on the floor. Shift your weight to your right leg and pick up your left. If that's where you're at today, you'll just tap up and down 100 times. Try and get your knee in line with your hip. Cross over, find a figure 4. All these spots are great to stop. You can just bend into it, sit down, as we all clear the center. This is good. If this is a stretch, if this is good for balance, you can always stop. We're going towards our funky tree standing lotus. So see if you can get your heel up, up, up towards your hip. Yay. Bottom ankles getting strong regardless. All right, if you got the foot, see if you can grab the top of the foot, get the big toe, almost flip your foot upside down, let your knee relax down. Yep, most of you have it. We're good. Some rendition of it. If you're good. Yeah, that's perfect. Just try and get yourself to stand up a little taller if you can. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself back there. Let it go. We'll try this on the floor too. You guys did great. I didn't think we'd get that far. Try the other side. Yeah, you can switch if you need the other hand. So the bottom ankle, it has a squishy floor. Lock in that big toe. If you want to start over, spread open your toes so you have more surface area. Bend the tandem legs. You have a little buoyancy. Figure 4 is good enough. You can chill in figure 4 and just breathe. You have the wall, that's cool. If you want to try lotus, start to get the heel up towards the hip. If you get it up there, you can just keep trying. 1, 2, 3. The knee's not going anywhere maybe and just hanging out. Or grab the top of the foot, get the big toe, yep, and almost flip the foot upside down. Knees go down. Yep. You got it. Yep. Take another breath. You're great where you are, but if you can flip your grip that way, that's ideal.
What are you trying to do?
There you go, that way. All right, my friends. Take it down. That's good for your knees. All righty, go back to your little spots. Toes out. Go down to your squat. See, it's awesome because you guys might not be able to do some of the other poses that 60-year-old ladies can do, but look at you. This is great. Not many of my classes can everybody go down all the way here. This is beautiful. If your heels are still kind of have some tension, just notice you could put some like small books at home or maybe like a couple blankets folded up until you're all the way down. That's where we're going. Go ahead. Lay down. Well, actually sit down. Don't lay down. But you can roll back and then sit back up. One more seated stretch. It's a good one. Legs out. Bring the right knee in. We all can let it go out. And then the majority of us should be able to flip it the opposite way. Yeah. If you think about your knee being an angle, 90 degrees would be all the way out. You want it almost 90. The knee almost all the way out. Left shoulder. See if you can get it down towards the left knee, left leg somewhere, maybe even the floor. Maybe that arm goes perpendicular out the left leg. Yep, get as low as you can. Yep. It's okay, your shape's fine. It doesn't have to look totally like mine. Right arm reaches up and over towards the left leg. Now we're getting a big stretch. If you have any slack in the left arm, press your right hip away. I'll come around if it doesn't make sense. If you want to put this hand up in that hip crease and kind of push it, yeah. Maybe your left hand in your hip crease and you can kind of push it. Yeah. Guys are good. Beautiful. So this hand can go on that hip crease if you can. Yeah, I know. You're all twisted. You're good. Having fun regardless. We're in somewhat of a twisted tourniquet effect shape. Our heart has to pump a little extra hard to get the blood to all the muscles as you're all twisted and breathing, sending some extra blood to that hamstring you're stretching and your muscles up your side, belly button in, lift yourself up, reach up, hands to your hips, turn yourself forward rather, and then fold. We all should be able to do that towards the left leg. Yeah. You can put your hands down. And do a little screenshot of your body and just realize where the tension is today and do a little bit more practicing and focus on the body. Alrighty, come up, bring that right knee into your chest. Stay there just so you don't get mixed up. Reach your right arm up, reach forward. See if you can reach. There you go, you got it. Yep, that, yep. You're good. Yep, that's perfect. Get weight out of this hand if you can. Yep, there you go, see? You guys all giggle and then you all have it. Beautiful. Yep, you're so close. Beautiful. Love it. Your forehead will go all the way here one day. Same with you, forehead here. Take another breath, my friends. We'll rest in just a moment as you unwind, reach yourself up, legs out, bang them on the floor a little bit. Bring your left knee up. Open it out. You know yourself. If your left knee is weird, just chill here. If you want to flip it the other way, go ahead and do that. And I know math's not everybody, but if your angle here is real close, for your center. You want it to be almost like the letter L. If you're with me on the same leg, yeah. Bring your right knee or right shoulder in towards the right knee. Maybe that arm goes out perpendicular. Left arm up and over towards the pinky toes. And then right hand presses the left hip away. Breathe. 5, 4. You're good. Breathe. 3. Breathe. Enjoy the last breath. Unwind yourself. Reach up and just fold over that right leg for a moment. If the knee out is funky and makes it weird, you can go back and put the heel in towards your center. Most of you have done this stretch a lot, so it might just come easy to you and you might not want to try anything new today. All right, bring it up. This is good for your spine. Bring that heel in towards your center, so the opposite one than you did on the first side. Bring that arm on the inside. Reach, reach, reach. Reach a little more, and then see if you can swing it around and bring the other arm around too. You're good. You can relax your head towards your shin. Yeah, you don't have to force it. That's where you're going. Yep. You guys are so much closer than you made it seem. You get weight out of his hands. Yeah. Look over here. There you go, my dear. Take a breath. And unwind. Shake it out. Press your hands next to your seat as if there's books there or something, and you'll be able to pick up your seat, sit up a little taller, toes up, knees up. Reach for your toes. Big breath in and out. Walk your hands in. Give yourself a little slack in your knees. Give yourself an alignment. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you get down and you didn't do it good enough, go back up, roll back down. So each vertebrae gets a chance. You might even get a little crack alignment. Find that starfish on the ground. Spread open, legs out, arms out. Flex your heels so your heels go out a little bit longer. Fingernails reach. Big breath in and out. Scan your body for a moment. If you're good where you're at, just stay there. If you need a little bit more movement or another stretch, wiggle, or twist, go ahead and add that in. Otherwise, find your most relaxed position. Let your feet flop open. If you want your legs closer or further apart, you can adjust. If you want your arms at a different angle, you can adjust. Get yourself heavy. The squishy floor is awesome for this to feel as if you could just melt down into it, and you'd have the support on either side. All good. Settle in the last few minutes of practice. We'll do our laying meditation. You can close your eyes. So you woke up on a Saturday, you had your morning. Maybe since the second you came alive this morning, you've been thinking, you've been using that brain of yours for at least this minute or two. Try and let yourself off the hook. Just be right here, heavy on the floor with friends in this great space, taking care of ourselves, like-minded individuals sharing this beautiful practice. Enjoy these moments, take advantage of them, let everything go.